Look at all this loot! DJ, none for you! Welcome back, I'm Captain Xavier, and I am a shameless fan of getting free stuff. Especially free armor, tactical type gear stuff. And what we have here is kind of that. These folks reached out to me while I was on Christmas vacation, and I didn't get back to them until afterwards. And unfortunately, the original helmets they reached out to me, which were a kind of an Iron Man looking helmet, were no longer available, which was tragic because those ones actually look really cool. But they sent me the link to this one, and I looked at it and went, yeah, sure, why not? Go ahead and send it, because I like getting free stuff. When it first arrived, I had some very serious misgivings about actually doing a review because my expectations were of a different product, basically. And so I wasn't sure that I could actually do a positive review and be honest about it. But then I went back and I looked at their actual listing, and my misgivings were more or less alleviated because they're not actually marketing this or selling this or making any claims about this actually being a helmet for real safety purposes, as a motorcycle helmet. Which is what I thought it was being marketed as, and that's when I had some misgivings. But they very distinctly market it as a cosplay helmet for either, doing some kind of a fighter pilot cosplay or, something along those lines. Is kind of what they have it listed as, and it kind of has that look about it for one of the features. So let's talk about the features. It is, as you can see, a helmet. It has open sides, so it's kind of a mostly top of the helmet kind of things, but it does have an extendable visor, and that was probably my favorite feature about it, because you can easily slide it down. It does have a button in the middle that will make it not quite ratchet as loudly, which is kind of neat. But it's fairly clear. It does come with a protective film on it that you would probably want to remove before you actually went to use it, but it keeps it from getting scuffed too bad early on. The helmet just by itself, I've taken off one of the parts, does have its own suspension that looks like it came out as something else, like a surplus military helmet of some kind, which is it is adjustable. You can adjust it in the back, and you can adjust in the height if you want to adjust that. The suspension and the front bit, they are bolted in, and this is one of the reasons I had misgivings about it when I thought it was supposed to be an actual safety helmet, was some of the bolts are a little bit exposed and sticking out, which I still have some concerns about that, and would recommend either putting more foam there to cover up those. If you're going to be using it for like LARP combat, you still wouldn't want to get that hit into your head even from just a foam sword. The other thing is that the nuts are not lock nuts, and they do not have lock washers, so they will come loose. So I would recommend getting lock washers to replace or lock nuts or lock washers to keep those in place. But it does have foam padding on the inside, and it is very light, which originally, once again, was one of the things I thought was bad about it, is it is very not terribly rigid, which is not great, again, if you thought it was a motorcycle helmet and we're going to be using it to actually protect yourself. But for LARP, it's nice because you're not wearing a heavy helmet all day long, which does tend to wear on the neck. So it is nice and lightweight. One thing that I do still kind of raise a decided eyebrow about is the logo they have on the back, which very clearly is a copy of the Harley-Davidson logo, but it does say, "Motorcycles, we are open." I got nothing. I have no idea what that's about. Now, they do have two other styles with completely different paint jobs on them. All the links for all three will be down in the description, or I think it's one link and it's got all three. It's on Amazon. And yeah, I got nothing. I will definitely be probably trying to remove that or paint over it or something, because motorcycles, we are open. I got nothing. But let's take a look at the other part. Now, this was originally bolted in with these leather bits, and it is actually real leather, which is impressive. It's got 3 holes that then correspond to the 3 holes on the side of the helmet, and they were, again, just bolted in. No lock nuts, no lock washers. So I would recommend if you want to get this to get those to replace it. But it's ear covers and another basically suspension system. Now wearing this just by itself kind of has the look of, you know, a fighter pilot helmet from World War II or One, or a tanker's helmet from World War II, or, you know, early football helmet kind of look. It's got an interesting look. You'll see it when I have it on a little bit later. It's a little small for me, but I have a very large head, so it does have an adjustable chin strap, though the chin strap isn't very long. You could easily replace that if you really wanted to. It does have a whole bunch of different snaps that you can put it on to adjust how you want the chin strap to fit. Again, you'll see that when I go to try it on. And it's got an adjustable strap in the back. It's got paddings. It's not bad. Definitely an interesting piece for a cosplay, for some kind of, you know, steampunk even, or diesel punk, or post-apocalyptic. As a separate piece, any of those, it would actually look pretty good. It's when you combine the two that it gets kind of weird. Let's go take a look at it on my head, and you can see what I mean. Rather fetching, don't you think? No, stop it. Ah. It almost fits. I might, if I, you know, stretched it, but kind of crushing my head a little bit. Looking for having a fat head. Oops. Let's try it at a different... This is not my kink. So that's this part. And like I said, I kind of like the look of it. Very World War II tank-like. Could definitely be used in a post-apocalyptic setting. Very fitting for that if you want, you know, you had this. That's not where the issue comes in. The issue comes in with this combined with the helmet, as you will see in a moment. That's where the helmet rides on your head. Like, there's got to be 3 or 4 inches between the helmet and the top of my head with this thing, because these get in the way of it going down any further at all. It's weird. It's weird, I tell you. I'm not sure what so combined. However, let's go back and look at it some more separately. So, yeah, combined they fit very weirdly, and I don't know if that's just because I have a large head and it's not fitting quite right, or if this is clearly something that's been, you know, added on secondary, and the inner suspension and the outer suspension just aren't meshing well, or if the ear parts are keeping the helmet from going down to a point where it would be useful. I don't know what it is, but combined, it rides very, very strangely on the head. So I would definitely not be using it that way. I may see if I can't either stretch or alter this so it will fit, because I can think of a number of applications for that. And I really do like this helmet for something like Afterworlds, where you want eye protection and some head protection, but it doesn't need to be serious in either way. I would probably add more padding, definitely to get padding over those nuts and the bolts that are sticking out, and I would probably add a separate chin strap onto this, because, as I said, it doesn't cover a whole lot of the head, so there isn't a whole lot holding it in place, so I would probably want a chin strap, and I would probably add ear and cheek plates, because I have another set of those that I ordered back when I got the night helmet with the raising visor. So yeah, I will probably add those, and then this would definitely be something I could see myself wearing at Afterworlds, or a similar post-apocalyptic event, Lapse type event, where eye protection is encouraged but not necessarily required, but it'd be nice to be able to just drop the visor down and wear it. So yeah, it's interesting. It's other than the fact that it's clearly not designed for actual protective use, and other than it being bolted, not riveted, The construction isn't bad. It does have a nice rubber edging all around it, and it is a durable material. I mean, it's flexible, but it's definitely not just going to crack, largely because it's flexible. That is nice. And the suspension is actual webbing, which, you know, is not the worst, not the best. But, yeah, if this might be just what you're looking for your particular cosplay outfit, either of these items, both of these items, something along those lines. There were a couple of items they wished me to be sure to mention. First of all, they wanted it to be more than 5 minutes. I have succeeded. Number 2, compare it to their competitor's product. Well, I have no idea who their competitors are, and I don't have one of their products to compare it to. They do claim that this is an exclusive item, which I don't know how they thought there would be competitors for an exclusive item. I definitely doubt there are too many helmets with motors "We are open cycles" on the back, so that's probably accurate as far as being exclusive. It is $79.99, but there is a 20% off discount coupon in the description, so that brings it down a bit. There is free shipping because it is Amazon, and apparently there aren't a whole lot of them. Apparently the motorcycles "We are open" did not have a particularly large production run. Can't imagine why. They wanted me to say some marketing buzzwords. So, bestseller, most popular, exclusive, only on Amazon. Listen to the sound of my voice. All the links, of course, will be in the description. They wanted me to mention that it has a unique and novel design, popular with young people. I'm not sure which young people they are talking about, but apparently, you young people, this is the stuff you like. You also say yeet, so what do I know? And they want me to mention that after wearing it, you can definitely be recognized in a glance in a crowd, and that is definitely true. Anybody wearing this on their head will not go unnoticed. Anyway, let me know what you guys think of these down in the comments. This is, after all, a channel dedicated mostly to modifying things, and I think these actually both could be useful in the right setting with the right modifications. I just don't think I'd ever use them together. Anyway, give me your thoughts, and thank you for watching. Huh! Does anyone else think I look like an extra from Spaceballs in this helmet?